You know, the world of English is a fun and exciting place to be. We're so glad you could join us for another lesson.
Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? I hope so. In today's lesson, we will be taking a look at yet another confusing part of the English language. A part of the language that defines when, in time, something occurred. In this lesson, we will be looking at all the different types of English tense. The role of tense in English is to show when something was, is, or will be done, when something happened or will happen, the relationship between two or more actions and their placements in time, the order in which events occurred or will occur. It is hard to avoid using tense in English, thus making its existence within the language hard to ignore. The word tense simply means the position in time of something described. Normally this is an action. Simply put, the noun describes the thing. The verb describes what is being done, and the tense shows its position and relation to other events or actions, compared to a fixed point. And that fixed point is now. All tense is based on a simple, intangible structure. That is to say, it cannot be seen or touched, but it does exist. Of course, we are talking about time. The simplest way to describe time is to show it as an imaginary line. After all, time is described as being linear. It moves forward in one direction. It is what we call the timeline. To make understanding tense easier, we can place the English tense words in three different places. The past, which relates to events that have occurred before now. The present, which is, of course, now. And the future, which relates to actions and events that may not, or will not occur later. Here is our timeline, showing the past, the present, and the future. In this lesson, we are going to concentrate on the basic tenses, those words which express actions from the past, at the present, or in the future. Simple uses of tense. Present tense. It is. I am. They are. He is. She is. It is possible to show a present action or event without using the word now. It is raining. I am tired. They are here. He is busy. She is awake. Past tense. It was. I did. I have. They were. He was. She was. It was raining. I did my homework. I have done my homework. They were here. He was late. She was my wife. Future tense. It will. I will. They will. He will. She will. It will rain tomorrow. I will do my homework tonight. They will be here next week. He will see you on Friday. She will call you tomorrow. Those were simple examples of how the tenses are used. Did you hear that? Even now as I'm speaking, I'm using tense. I have used, I am using, and I'm very sure that soon I will use them again. So, what's next? Well, the next thing to consider is the way in which words change as we express the different tenses. For example, the word walk, when used as a verb, can change depending on the tense in which it is being used. In the present tense, we say walking. I'm walking to the shops. In the past tense, we say I walked to the shops. And in the future tense, we can say I will walk to the shops. Let's take a look at some other verbs and how they are expressed using the different tenses, in the order of present, past, and future. Verbs using the present tense, past tense, and future tense. Speaking, spoke, speak. Taking, took, take. Growing, grew, grow. Leaping, leapt, leap. Throwing, threw, throw. Sliding, slid, slide. Bleeding, bled, bleed. Cooking, cooked, cook. Thinking, thought, think. Teaching, taught, teach. Winding, wound, wind. Within the tense system, there are definite types of present, past, and future tense rules. For example, we use the present to mean at this exact moment, but we can also use present generally to mean around this time, to describe a trend or a habit that has been and is still occurring. Present perfect means that something has been and still is happening. We can also have past perfect, something we did in the past that has ceased to be done, also in the past. Then there is future intention, something you will do or plan to do later. Future simple, something you will do from a point in the future. Future perfect, something that is occurring now and will still be done in the future. To demonstrate this system, I'm going to use a simple action. Here's a teapot and here's a cup. How about a nice cup of tea? He drinks tea 5 times a week. This tea is grown in India. I am drinking tea at the moment. The tea is being made by Mr. Duncan. I have been buying this tea for many years. This tea has been bought by Mr. Duncan for over 3 years. He has been buying that brand of tea for a year. I bought some new tea last week. Tea was introduced to Britain in 1657. I was drinking some tea when he arrived. The tea was being brewed when I arrived home late. He had already drank when I arrived. The tea was reheated twice before it was poured away. I had been waiting for an hour before the tea finally arrived. They are going to visit a tea shop tomorrow. The teas are going to be provided by the event organisers. The tea shop will open tomorrow. The tea bags will be bought later. He will be serving tomorrow at 3 o'clock. I will have completed the tea-making course by the end of next week. The tea selection will have been made by tomorrow afternoon. She will have been working here at the tea shop for 2 years by the end of next month. It is a fact that most people who speak English as their first language have never learned all of the rules connected to or concerned with it. In fact, if you went up to a native English speaker and asked them what a conjugated verb is, there is a good chance that they will not know. They have gained most of their English skills through simply using it. What I am saying is that there is no need to remember all of the rules concerning English. It is rather like saying that you cannot leave your house unless you know every single law that exists in your country, or that you cannot drive a car unless you know how the combustion engine works. Most of those who use English on a daily basis have picked up the general rules of the spoken language through using it. Learning the various tenses of English can be picked up over a short space of time, whether you are a native speaker or if you are learning it as a second language. As I always say, experience is the best teacher. From that, it would be fair to say that there is no better way of learning something than to simply do it. Well, that is all I have time for today. I hope that you have enjoyed today's lesson and that you will join me again in the near future for another one. This is Mr. Duncan in England saying right here, right now, thank you for watching me, teaching you. And of course, ta-ta for now. Bleh.